Travel hacking is usually about collecting sign-up bonus points for credit cards so that you can leverage those points for free or discounted travel. However, there are times when actually purchasing airline or hotel points could make sense as part of your travel hacking strategy. So here I'm going to talk about how that might work and the deals that you could be having. When you're considering purchasing hotel or airline miles, you'll want to make sure that you're timing it correctly so that there's a bonus sale program going on, because oftentimes these programs will have up to 100% bonus when purchasing points. And this is really important to help you save the most money possible when leveraging this type of strategy. It can make sense to purchase points or miles when there's no bonus incentive involved, and that's usually because you might only need a small amount of points to top you off in order to complete a points-based booking. Otherwise, if you're anticipating on purchasing quite a large sum of points or miles, you should really be waiting for these point sales. And as I'll describe later in this video, those point bonus incentive sales actually happen quite regularly. So it's not that you have to wait that long in between if there isn't a sale going on. So it's important to practice patience and also plan accordingly. This strategy can be especially helpful if there's a special event going on, such as a sporting event or convention, because during those type of sporting or convention special events, hotel prices tend to skyrocket, and actually having these points purchased can allow you to save significantly instead of paying cash for those special event hotels. Let's start with our first example and take a look at the Hilton Hotel Points Purchase Program. On here is an example of the type of bonuses that you can acquire when it comes to points and purchasing them through the Hilton Loyalty Program. As you can see, if you purchase 5,000 points or more, in this example, you can receive up to 100% bonus. So if you purchase 5,000 points for $50, you get an extra 5,000 points. So that means 10,000 points for $50. So say, for example, you're looking to book a hotel in Rome, Italy for a vacation. Here's 2 nights that you're looking at in October, and it's at the DoubleTree by Hilton Rome Monte Hotel, which, by the way, is an excellent hotel with a very convenient location in the center of Rome. I've personally stayed at this hotel. Anyway, for 2 nights at this centrally located hotel, it would cost 1,114 euros, which at the current conversion rate between euros and the US dollar, it would probably be close to 1,250 and when it comes to US dollars, $1,250. So pretty pricey for 2 nights at this hotel. However, you really want this hotel because of the location and the diamond status benefits you could get because you have the Hilton Aspire American Express credit card. So how can you go about saving money? The answer is purchasing points if you don't already have Hilton points stashed up in your account. And that's because if you look at the amount of points it takes to pay for these 2 nights at the centrally located Hilton Hotel in Rome, it costs 60,000 points per night or 120,000 points for the 2 nights. And if you didn't already have a healthy stash of Hilton Honors points in your Hilton account, you could potentially purchase 120,000 points during the 100% bonus sale for just $600. So for $600, you can purchase enough points to pay for the 2 nights at that hotel. And as we discussed, the cash price for the 2 nights would have been about $1,226 based on the current conversion rate between euros and dollars. And if you compare that to the cash price of just purchasing the 120,000 points, you would be saving $626 thanks to this bonus point sale and leveraging this strategy. Here's another example of how purchasing Hilton points during these bonus sales can be helpful for a special event hotel. So here we're looking at the Hilton Garden Inn in San Diego downtown Bayside for the dates of San Diego Comic Convention. For those who might not be familiar with comic conventions, San Diego Comic-Con is extremely popular, and during that period of 5 days in late July, you can see that this Hilton Garden Inn cash price would cost $8,500 for 5 nights. That's astronomical for a Hilton Garden Inn. But because of the special event, the price is extremely high. However, you don't have to pay this extremely high cash price if you can use points. And if you don't have points, we can purchase them. Because if you look at the number of points it takes for these 5 nights, it would actually only cost 240,000 points. And I say only, it's quite a few points there that's required. However, if you look at the cash price for purchasing these points, there's significant savings to be had. During the 100% bonus sale for Hilton points, you would be able to purchase 240,000 points for just $1,200. That's over $7,300 in savings if you were to purchase the points and book the hotel rather than paying cash for that hotel. And it's especially valuable when you're booking using points because 5th night is free if you book 4 consecutive nights using the points. Let's take a look at the Hilton points purchase bonus history. So in 2022 and 2023, all the bonuses have been 100%. As you'll see some of these other programs, there are variations in the amount of bonus points you can get for these point sales. These point sales typically last about 3 to 6 weeks, and there tends to be a bonus sale every 1 to 2 months. So again, unless it's a very time-sensitive booking, I will highly encourage you to wait for these bonus sales rather than purchasing the points when there's no bonus sale. Some tips when it comes to Hilton points. I encourage you to look for hotels that have high cash rates below or lower standard warm rates that are available. I personally consider 80,000 points or less per night as quote-unquote low, and it depends, of course, on the location and the quality of the hotel per the reviews. There are some limitations when it comes to how many points you can purchase per year. So currently, you can buy up to 160,000 Hilton points each year. That doesn't limit the bonus. So if you buy 160,000 points and there's a 100% bonus going on, that means you can purchase 160,000 points, but also get 160,000 points in bonus. That bonus doesn't count as part of your cap of purchases per year. You can also pull points from family and friends. So I find the Hilton Honors Program to be one of the easiest programs to use when it comes to combining points with others. There is point expiration after 24 months or consecutive months of inactivity. So you do want to make sure that whether you're purchasing points or staying at a Hilton hotel so that you can earn points, or if you have a Hilton credit card and earn points through just credit card spendings, that there's some sort of activity going on in your account. So next, let's take a look at an example with the IHG Hotel Point Purchase Program. In this example, there is a 80% bonus offer. So if you purchase 5,000 points, you would get 4,000 points as a bonus. And so total, you would be getting 9,000 points if you spend $67.50. And let's say you're planning a trip to New Zealand and found this Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Queenstown that you're interested in for 3 nights in October. Looking at the standard room award rate, you would have to pay 99,000 points in order to stay at this hotel, or pay $992.70 in New Zealand dollars in order to stay at this hotel. Similar to the Hilton program, but actually better, for the IHG loyalty program, if you stay 4 consecutive nights, the 4th night is free. That means you just have to pay 3 nights worth of points for 4 nights total. So in this example, if you stayed 4 nights in October at this Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Queenstown, New Zealand, it would cost $1,300 approximately in New Zealand dollars, which is equal to about 800 US dollars based on today's conversion rates. And still, with that 4th night free, it's actually still only 99,000 points to redeem because the 4th night free benefit. The cash price for the 3 nights at the Holiday Inn in Queenstown would be about 610 US dollars. During the 80% bonus point promotion, you would have to pay $550 in order to purchase the 99,000 points that's required for those 3 nights. Better yet, though, like we talked about, if you stay 4 consecutive nights, the 4th night is free if you're doing it as a points-based award booking. And that means you can just spend $550 to purchase those 99,000 points and get 4 nights. And that cash price of 4 nights would have been about 800 US dollars. So that's over $250 in savings if you just purchase points to book that hotel rather than paying cash. In 2022 and 2023, the IHG points purchase bonus sales have been mostly 100% bonuses. There have been bonuses as low as 80%. Each bonus sale usually lasts about a week, but sometimes lasts up to 6 weeks. There appears to be a bonus sale every other month, but sometimes there's been 1-week sales 2 months in a row. Let's move on to an example when it comes to purchasing airline miles during bonus sales. Here's an example involving the Aeroplane program, which is part of Air Canada. In this example, there is a 85% bonus when it comes to purchasing miles for this program. I personally find it most valuable to redeem airline miles for international business class due to the comfort that's afforded with business class travel when it comes to international flights. And so in this example, you can purchase round-trip business class to Europe for just $3,000. And I say just, it's very relative, right? Because $3,000 is quite a bit to spend for round-trip airfare to Europe. However, if you compare that with the cash price of these type of international business class flights to Europe, you can see that the savings can be significant. So in this case, we will be using Airplane miles to book. We find the Star Alliance Award availability using the Aeroplane miles program. And in this example, we can spend $2,800 to purchase 148,000 Aeroplane miles thanks to the bonus promotion. These airline award bookings do come with fees associated with them, and every program is a bit different. Some programs have lower fees than others. So in the Aeroplane program, in this booking example, there is $326 of Canadian dollars in fees, which is about $238 in US dollars. But still, that's $1,800 savings if compared to the cash price. Using the Aeroplane search engine, I found some flights between Chicago and Frankfurt in May in business class for 70,000 points each way. Business class flight between Chicago and Frankfurt in August using Lufthansa would cost $4,857. The reason I use this example in August is because I couldn't find the miles redemption availability for these August dates, but I feel like these dates provide a more realistic amount for the cash price. And that's because when I search for those same May dates for the Chicago to Frankfurt Lufthansa flights, the cash price was $9,700, which is quite high, and that was because these dates were looked at on April 28th, 2023, and it's really close to the dates of May 1st to 10th for the flight, and because the dates were so close, the cash price was so much higher. And so I gave the August cash price example to show a more realistic cash price comparison. So as you can see from that example, purchasing the Airplane miles during the bonus sale would have had over $1,000 in cash savings if you booked using miles versus cash for those business class international tickets. For the Airplane miles purchase bonus history, most of the bonuses have been 80 to 100%. There's been bonuses as low as 30% and as high as 115%. So you can vary significantly. Definitely want to keep an eye out on what the bonus is when you're considering purchasing the miles. The bonus sales tend to last about 1 to 2 weeks, and there appears to be a bonus sale every other month. One of my favorite airline miles programs is the Alaska Airlines program. And so in this example, we'll look at the bonus sale for Alaska Airlines. This one's kind of interesting in the sense that there's different percentage of bonus depending on the number of miles you're considering purchasing. So in this example, if you purchase 3,000 to 9,000 miles, there's a 30% bonus, whereas if you purchase 20,000 to 100,000 miles, there's a 50% bonus. Using the Alaska Airlines mileage program, a round-trip business class flight between the west coast of the United States and Japan could cost as little as 120,000 miles. And if purchasing those miles during a bonus promotion, it could be had for about $2,200. That's over $1,000 of savings when compared to similar cash price round-trip business class international tickets for the same route. Here's what it might look like when it comes to the number of points and the fees involved for booking international business class to Japan. And what I want to point out that's interesting here is that if you book directly from Boston to Japan, it would cost 80,000 points plus $19. But if you booked Seattle to Japan with a stopover in Boston, it actually only costs 60,000 points. And yes, there's a little symbol there that shows it's mixed itinerary, but if you click on the mixed itinerary, it shows that the longest flight, which is the Boston to Japan segment, is still in business class, which is the most important part, of course. So yeah, because of this layover in Boston, when you want to originate from Seattle to Japan, it actually costs 20,000 points less. Of course, it is rather inconvenient to have to fly from the West Coast to the East Coast and then to Japan, so you're kind of backtracking. But I just thought this was kind of interesting that because of the stopover, it's 20,000 points less. So just wanted to share that. Back to our example. For a flight from San Francisco to Tokyo in February and then a Tokyo to Seattle flight in March, there's a reward availability for 60,000 points each way. When looking for the cash price for that flight using Google Flights, I couldn't really find a reasonable comparison because, as you can see here, the cash price potentially would be over $10,000 for a Japan Airlines flight between San Francisco and Tokyo. For those same dates, the least expensive international business class flight between San Francisco and Tokyo was about $4,200 on Philippines Airlines. And when looking at round trip business class between Seattle and Tokyo on those dates, the least expensive business class round trip flight was about $4,000, and it's operated by an airline that's not Japan Airlines, which was shown in the miles example, but at least this gives you a better idea of what a quote-unquote reasonable cash price could be for a business class flight between the West Coast and Japan. So again, with the miles purchase, there was a significant cash savings in comparison. A better deal yet is that you could potentially get round-trip business class flights to Japan for as little as $1,925. And you can achieve that by booking using Alaska Airlines miles and finding Korean Air award availability. In the example I'm going to show you, it would cost 105,000 miles plus about $90 in fees in order to book that round-trip international flight. And you would only have to pay $1,925 to purchase the number of miles required thanks to the bonus promotion. An important point to keep in mind, though, for this specific award booking strategy using Alaska Airlines miles and Korean Air award is that it should only be booked as a round trip. And that's because there's a unique feature here where if you use Alaska miles for Korean Air seats, the one-way costs the same as round trip. So you definitely want to do round trip booking rather than one way, because otherwise you're paying the same amount of miles for just one way rather than round trip. And this strategy can save you up to $6,700. Here's what that might look like. For example, if you book Seattle to Tokyo in February 2024, there's availability where there is a layover in Seoul, South Korea, before continuing on to Tokyo. And in this example, you can see that it costs 105,000 miles plus $98.35. And here it shows that if you only searched for and wanted to book a one-way flight between Seattle and Tokyo on the same date, it still costs 105,000 miles. The fees decrease, but the total number of miles is the same as if you were to book round trip. Not a good deal, one way, of course. Google Flight shows that for that exact same Korean Air international business class flight between Seattle and Tokyo in February, the cash price would be $8,600. Again, significant savings if you purchase points during the bonus sale to book this flight rather than paying cash for the entire full price. For the Alaska Airlines miles purchase bonus history, in 2022 and 2023, most of the bonuses have been 50 to 60%. The bonus sales typically last 1 to 6 weeks, with 2 to 4 weeks being the most common durations. There appears to be a bonus sale every 1 to 2 months, with each new bonus sale starting less than 1 month after the end of the previous bonus sale. So they do happen pretty regularly and frequently. There are several other loyalty programs that also have points purchase bonus offers. So it really depends on what programs you are more familiar and comfortable with and what type of bookings you're looking for, and just kind of trying those out to see what the point redemption requirements are, and then figuring out if these bonus purchases of points could actually help you save money compared to cash purchase or bookings of the hotels or airfare. When deciding which credit card to use to purchase these bonus points or miles, something to keep in mind is that these purchases do not categorize as travel, so you won't get 3 times the points per dollar if you purchase these points using, for example, a premium travel card. And so what you want to potentially use is a card that has a spend requirement that you're trying to meet, like maybe a new credit card that has a sign-up bonus that you're trying to earn, or you could use your highest earning rate credit card for everyday purchases. So for example, like the Chase Freedom Unlimited, which has 1.5 points per dollar spent, or the Citi Double Cash, which in essence gives you 2 times the points per dollar spent. So these would be probably your best bet when it comes to earning the most points or getting the most value when you're purchasing the points with your credit card. Some final key points to consider. It's generally not a good idea to stockpile points for the long term, as points and loyalty programs can devalue. The number of points needed for a redemption can fluctuate based on dates and locations. So just because you found a hotel, for example, on specific dates that you're interested in, and it requires an X amount of points, it might not be the same amount of points when you check again in a month due to other people potentially booking that hotel. So room availability changes might cause the number of points required to fluctuate. Also, reward availability can change at any time. So just because you found award availability today does not mean that same award availability will be available next week. And so that's when the timing of this all can play a major role, because you might be waiting for a bonus point sale to happen to book a hotel or airfare, but then that availability might not be available when that sale happens. So you really kind of have to weigh the pros and cons and the availability when considering this strategy. And also finally, please keep in mind that points can expire. So just make sure whatever program you're purchasing points through, that you're aware of the expiration dates associated with the program to ensure that you meet activity requirements to keep the account active and in good standing so that you don't accidentally lose any points. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this information has been helpful to you. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to leave a comment and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Please subscribe for more videos. Thank you and have a great day.